Humanity's redemption was due to the total surrender of Mary and Jesus to God's will. The Annunciation of Mary, celebrated on March 25th, marks a pivotal moment in the history of Christianity when in the poor town of Nazareth, a young, unmarried Mary, betrothed to Joseph, said yes to God. Many of us have faced similar situations when God has asked something of us. While some say yes, like Mary, and set about the task immediately, many of us try and look for a reason to avoid the effort. The word Annunciation was derived from a Latin word meaning to announce, and is an event rich in symbolism and significance, offering numerous lessons that extend beyond religious belief, encompassing themes of faith, obedience, humility, and the divine nature of human potential. Let's delve into some of the profound lessons we can glean from this momentous encounter. The Annunciation story starts with Mary at home, showing the significance of receptivity in ordinary moments. Mary's openness to God's presence teaches us to cultivate receptivity through simple acts of prayer and attentiveness to God's subtle guidance in everyday life. Inviting God into our hearts and minds doesn't demand elaborate rituals, but rather a mindful presence and creating space in our homes for divine interaction. The timing of the Annunciation is significant, occurring at a pivotal moment in history of our salvation. It reminds us that God's plans unfold according to His perfect timing, often diverging from our own expectations and schedules. Patience and trust in God's timing are essential virtues emphasized by this event. Mary's initial reaction to Gabriel's greeting was troubled, as the appearance of an angel and the message of conceiving a son through the Holy Spirit was startling. Despite the apparent impossibility of the situation, and in spite of understanding the social implications, Mary responded with unwavering faith and trust in the divine plan. Difficult circumstances or unanswered prayers can sometimes shake our trust. The Annunciation teaches us that true faith involves trusting in God's promises, even in uncertainty, and allowing the Holy Spirit to guide us through challenges. Angel Gabriel's words in Luke chapter 1:37 remind us that with God nothing will be impossible. Mary's designation as full of grace by the angel Gabriel highlights the transformative power of divine grace in human lives. Her purity of heart and openness to God's will allowed her to be a vessel for God's grace, demonstrating that grace enables us to fulfill our divine calling and overcome obstacles with faith and courage. Mary's profound act of surrender, expressed in her declaration, "I am the Lord's servant, let it be done to me according to your word," demonstrates her immense courage and trust in God's plan. She was likely aware of the social stigma and personal challenges that would accompany an unexpected pregnancy out of wedlock. Yet, she willingly embraced her divine calling, trusting that God would guide and protect her. Surrender, though challenging, is essential in aligning ourselves with God's will, allowing Him to transform our lives for His purposes by relinquishing control and embracing His plan with trust and obedience, as exemplified in the Annunciation. The Annunciation highlights the profound truth that humanity is capable of bearing the divine. Through Mary, a humble young woman, God chose to enter the world in human form, emphasizing the sacredness and potential of every individual to serve as vessels of divine grace and love. Mary's role as the mother of Jesus elevates the dignity and sanctity of motherhood. Her willingness to bear and nurture the Son of God exemplifies the sacrificial love and selflessness inherent in the vocation of motherhood, inspiring reverence and respect for all mothers and their invaluable contribution to humanity. The Annunciation illustrates the delicate interplay between human free will and divine providence. While Mary freely consents to God's plan, her choice is ultimately guided and empowered by divine grace. It means that when God gives us free will, we need to rely on His grace and the Holy Spirit to take the right decision. This can be achieved by living a life of daily prayer. The promise of salvation encapsulated in the Annunciation brings hope to humanity, offering the assurance of redemption and reconciliation with God. Mary's role as the mother of Jesus heralds the beginning of God's redemptive work, inviting all people to participate in the unfolding of God's plan for salvation. Lastly, through the Annunciation and the selection of Mary, we see that God chose vulnerability over power. It asks us to respect the dignity of all individuals, irrespective of their circumstances, affirming their worthiness of love and respect as beings created in God's image. This recognition compels us to advocate for the dignity and rights of every person. While deeply rooted in Christian tradition, the lessons of the Annunciation transcend religious boundaries, resonating with people of diverse faiths and backgrounds. Its themes of faith, humility, and divine intervention speak to the universal human experience, reminding us of our shared quest for the meaning and purpose and connection with the transcendent. Amen.